A lot of you say you'd like to date me, and I appreciate the compliment, but no, you don't. I'm hard to deal with, and I'm high maintenance, and probably not in the way you're thinking. Let me explain.
One thing they don't tell you about having high standards as a woman is you need to be okay with the fact that you're gonna go on less dates.
When everyone says my standards are too high, but turns out they got even higher, yeah!
A lot of you say you'd like to date me, and I appreciate the compliment, but no, you don't. I'm hard to deal with, and I'm high maintenance, and probably not in the way you're thinking. Let me explain. So no, I don't care about your money. I don't want any of your money. Yes, I want you to offer to pay for the first date because I think that's what a gentleman does, and I think it's the nice thing to do. But I don't need money from you. I've notoriously said I do not care how much a man makes. It is completely irrelevant to me, as long as you're hardworking. And I'm not high maintenance in the sense that I need you to pay for my nails, my lashes, my hair, facials. I don't get any of that anyway. But I take care of myself, and I have for about a decade now. But the way that I'm high maintenance that a lot of men will not deal with, and I don't really blame them, to be honest, is I like to be like closer than close with my partner. At night, this is a non-negotiable. We have to sleep face to face. If you're like, yeah, right, we'll sleep face to face and turn around. No, face to face, touching the entirety of the night. And for a lot of men, that's suffocating. And I get it. Even if you have a CPAP, because I know a lot of you are big and have CPAPs, I don't care. I will never have a separate bedroom for my partner. We can be married 3 decades. We are sleeping together every single night. No debate. I don't care if we're mad at each other. We're sleeping together. Anytime you're not working as my partner, I would love to hang out. Preferably, I'd want a man who has the same interests. We can go wrench, we can go for a walk, we can go to a car show, we can go buy parts, we can go buy something off Marketplace across the country. I don't care. But if I'm with you, I want to do stuff together all the time. Why are we together if we don't want to hang out constantly? And again, for a lot of guys, this is overbearing, it's too much. I get it, and I do not blame you at all. I was with my ex for almost a decade, and to the last day we were together, I got butterflies waiting for him to come home. So I don't get sick of someone. I'm never at a point where like, ugh, we've been together so long, I don't want to sleep next to you, I don't want to touch you, get off me, don't kiss me. I am so affectionate. I love to be close. I have no interest in a relationship where we don't hang out very much and don't sleep very close together. So you think you want to date me? You probably don't.
One thing they don't tell you about having high standards as a woman is you need to be okay with the fact that you're gonna go on less dates. That's something I feel like a lot of women cannot handle, and that's why they go back to their ex or they tolerate a situation that they know they deserve more from because they are bored. They're bored. If you have high standards, then you have less options naturally. Now, me personally, I like the idea of having less options. That does not scare me. That makes me excited because now I have all this time to level up, to work on myself, to hang out with my friends, to hang out with myself. So I don't care. If I don't go on a date in 6 months, doesn't bother me. I don't care. But I think what happens is some women, they just get lonely or they get bored and they're just like, let me just call him. And if you are someone that, you want to have high standards and you want to be treated well, you just have to be okay with the fact that you're just going to have less options and there's going to be phases of your life, like months that you may not go on a date, weeks that you may not go on a date, or you may not like someone because you're so intentional, because you're like looking for something so specific, you're only going to have so many options.
When everyone says my standards are too high, but turns out they got even higher, yeah! I don't know about you, but I would rather be single for the rest of my life than settle for a man who's gonna make me hate my life and be depressed and have to beg him for the bare minimum! I'm not gonna be with a man who I have to ask, hey, did you read your Bible today? I'm not gonna be with a man who doesn't pray for me on all occasions! I don't know about you, but I'm praying my husband. I am praying my husband into the man that he is going to become. And let me tell you, I'm praying bold and big prayers, okay? Like girl, he's got to be an angel sent from above at this point because of the things I've been praying. And you know what? I've been praying so much and I believe God for a husband one day that I genuinely cannot and will not settle for anything less. No matter what, and people are going to be like, well, you need to lower your standards and you just girl. First of all, look at me. Does it look like I'm lowering my standards anytime soon? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Why? Because I know my worth. I know my value. I look in the mirror and I say, wow, Carly, You are a literal woman of God. You love the Lord with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind. And you are surrendered to the feet of the cross. And guess what? You're freaking beautiful. And guess what? You're funny. Like, you have an amazing personality. And guess what? You're going to love somebody so hard one day that they're not even going to know how to receive the love. And because I know what I deserve, because I know my value, I know that there's somebody else out there like that who's going to give me what I deserve. And that's going to make me not settle. Also, I know some amazing men of God, whether they're my guy friends or they've just like maybe caught my attention. And there's literally my guy friends who have served and honored me as a sister in Christ. And then I've seen them in relationships with some of my closest friends. Like, it has healed inner parts of me where I am like, I know there are other men of God out there, and I know that there's one man out there for me, because I know that these people exist. So thank you to my amazing men of God friends who have raised the bar even more. I didn't know it could go higher, but apparently it has. And here we are. And that's okay. Because Jesus is the bar. No matter what people say. And they're like, well, it's like, let me die real quick and then resurrect. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the sacrifice, the selfless love. Like, be so for real. Like, I need to see you face down at the foot of the altar. Like, thank you, bye. Anyways, so, yeah.
What's wrong with guys these days? I can never find a good man.
Maybe it's you.
Me? What's that supposed to mean?
I mean, since we friends, I can be honest with you. Sometimes you could be a little mean. And your conflict resolution, terrible. Every time a problem happens, you're running. And your emotional level of maturity is probably the lowest I ever seen. Like, every time you get mad at a dude, you block him. And then after blocking him, you expect him to chase you.
Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with a little chase, all right? I mean, look at me. What you expect?
I mean, you look good, but you still need to learn how to handle conflict. You're supposed to talk through things, process them, And your choice in man, the most terrible I ever seen. Like, I never seen you date a good man. Every dude you dated was a player. Cheating on you every time, but then you be like, oh my God, I think I can change him. No, you can't. You can't change him. He gonna keep cheating.
Okay, I get it. Maybe I got some things I gotta work on, all right? Is that it?
If a man offers a walk, a coffee, or a hike for a first date, he does not value you, or he's cheap, or broke, and he's not dateable. But if you accept, you've got low self-esteem, and you got to work on that.
Honey, so let me just check you for a second. These guys are now vetting you. They're tired of going out on a first date with you and shelling out their cash and getting treated like crap. They're tired of you getting online and laughing about them. Ooh, I went out and spent all this money. I'll never talk to him again. And seeing your stupid TikTok videos, right, where you make fun of them after they shelled out, $100+ on a dinner for you to eat, a 6-course meal and got all full. And then you went out and got drunk with some other guy and took him home that night. They're tired of the game.
Have you ever made a woman pay for herself on a date? You seem like the type that would do 50-50.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yes or no?
No. I feel I'm the provider of the family.
You're the provider,
Yeah, I feel
so
like
you have
that's,
money.
is that what you're here for?
No, I'm here for love.
All right.
But I can never love a broke man. So everybody put your head down if you don't have money.
If more than half the guys raise their hands, the men may vote to replace the girl. I'll leave it on you guys. They all wanted to swap.
And that's what happens when you get rejected.
Oh, so you're the single girl with high standards that is emotionally available, but also emotionally unavailable at the same time, because you're just like, wait, I do crave intimacy, I crave connection, I do want to be in a relationship, but I'm also terrified of getting hurt again, and I, push people away when they get too close, and I self-sabotage, and you're just like, but I'm also not that girl that's not aware. Like, I know my Enneagram, I know I'm an 8/3/4. I know that I pursue, situationships a lot of the time with people that are emotionally unavailable because I don't want to get emotionally invested and then hurt later, and so if I know there's an expiration date from the beginning, I feel safer. You know that deep down you're fearful avoidance/dismissive avoidant attachment, and that you have this push-pull dynamic with people where you pull them in just to push them away, and you're just like, I don't want to do that anymore because I am in my healing phase. I have been doing the work. I'm in therapy, and so you're just like, where is the music to soundtrack, your life when you're in that weird in-between space, and also soundtrack the avoidant girlies experience, because a lot of music's for the anxious girls, and I'm here to say, hi, my name is Savannah Lee. I make music for you. I'm an Enneagram 8. I'm an avoidant attachment, and I wrote a song called You Don't Exist Yet. It's out now. It's for the girls that are in their secret lover girl phase, yearning and basically manifesting their future person. So if you relate, I'm sorry. Hope this finds you, and let me soundtrack your fall.
I've never once met a good man. My entire life, going on almost 32 years, okay? I've never met one genuinely good man. Every single man I have encountered has done something absolutely horrific and minimized it. Every single man that I've encountered is a liar, is a perv, and does not see women as humans.
Is the problem you? Let's just all say aloud what we're thinking. Could it possibly be that if your dad's not a good guy and you never ever met a good guy and your brothers aren't good guys and your sister's husbands are, all of them are bad guys, and you never met a good guy in your life ever, your colleagues that are men aren't good guys, could it possibly, just possibly be that the problem is you?
At 18, she has choices. At 18, you have nothing. At 25, she looks for love. At 25, you're chasing goals. At 30, she slows down. At 30, you're just getting started. Dear son, a woman's life starts at 18. A man's life starts at 30. A woman is born with value. A man is born with no value. She has to protect her value. You have to build your value. I didn't make the rules. Nature did.
We're gonna take a test. We're gonna try to find your ideal man. What age does he have to be?
Between 20 and 26.
How old are you?
22.
Why not older?
Because then we're hitting grounds that are predatory.
Can they be married or not?
I'd rather not have a married man.
White, black, or Asian?
I like them all.
Minimum height?
I mean, I'm 5'1.5", so 5'4" and above.
What if he's shorter than you?
If you're shorter than 5'1.5",
would you at least give him a chance if he was like healthy, made money?
No. I'm short enough.
Minimum income.
Well, I make $0 a year, so if you make more than that. If you want to be like a preschool teacher, that's like cute.
We'll do like the average income, which is like 40K, 35, 40K. The chances of you finding that man, 24.2%, the highest we've ever gotten. That's actually pretty good. You have a really good chance of finding him. How do you feel about that?
I feel embarrassed.
When you're talking to a guy on a date and he finishes saying something, I silently count to 20 in my head.
What happens in those 20 seconds?
Men always have more to say and women always want to fill that space. And I've said this to friends and they're like, well, then when do you know when they're done? And I've told them men will tell you when they're done. They'll literally be like, yeah, that's it. And then you know it's your turn. It has transformed my life because there was so much I wasn't learning from men in my life because was like, like, that's how we are. And that's also not a bad thing, by the way. It's just how we are.
I was single and celibate for 3 years, and I was constantly told that my standards were too high. So I thought it would be fun to talk about some of those standards and what they look like and how they led me to the relationship that I'm in now. Number one was no situationships. I told myself that I was looking for my husband, which meant that I was not willing to compromise on qualities or efforts that didn't align with what I was seeking for in a long-term partner. I didn't want to waste my time, so the second a man told me that he was not looking for something serious or he didn't know what he was looking for, I immediately left that man alone. Number two is I'm not playing games. I'm not chasing you, I'm not making you chase me. I'm here to reciprocate, but if you're not pursuing, then I'm not interested. I trained my brain to think that a lack of interest or a lack of effort in me is disgusting. I want no parts of it. And that leads me to my next one. I did not tolerate any poor communication. If we had been communicating and now you're switching up, or you're going days without talking to me, or you're just not simply communicating that you're busy, then I'm good. And I will say that was the one that the men hated the most. Like I mentioned before, I was celibate for 3 years. So I decided I wasn't going to be intimate with anybody that I wasn't emotionally tied with or very exclusive in a relationship with, which did take me 3 years. I'm not your mom and I'm not your babysitter. I'm also not a rehab center. I don't want to fix anybody. That doesn't mean that you have to be perfect or you don't have things to still work on or that you're fully healed, because I don't think that you need to be fully healed in a relationship. But you have to be emotionally available. You have to know how to communicate and navigate conflict. Be ready for compromise and be able to show up for somebody outside of yourself. If I can't be soft around you, I don't want it. Regardless of what a lot of men think, make a woman soft. Take care of her, you love her, you cherish her, you show up for her emotionally, listen to her, and much more, but that equals her being soft. So if she's being masculine, you really gotta start to ask yourself why. Remember how I said that men called these high standards? They sound kind of like bare minimums to me. Just know that if someone can't reach your standards, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with their lack of ability to meet you where you need.
And I really don't want to sound fatalistic or like negative when I say this, but realistically, if you have high standards when it comes to dating, if you have high standards when it comes to like what you expect from people and what you'll tolerate, 99% of your dating life won't work out. 99% of it will be failures. And I don't mean that they're all bad experiences necessarily, but 99% of the time, somebody within time, within 3 weeks to a month, you'll know, no, pretty much. unless they're like a master manipulator, in which case it might take you a little bit longer to figure that out because, you know, they're pretending. But I think I've just had to accept personally that somebody that is got high standards, is looking for something really genuine, looking for something really love-filled and considerate, where they make the effort, where my standards are just high. I have to acknowledge that most of the time people won't cut it, because even the things that I have high standards for are just actually really normal things. Do you know what I mean? Like really respectful, really considerate, really communicative, good with the logistics, thinks things through, thinks ahead, can make plans, is generous, is giving, is loving. These are all things, by the way, that I can offer too. So basically my standards are the standards I have for myself. And I'm finding more and more that finding somebody who reflects back to me, myself in a kind of a great way, is probably quite rare. And when somebody's that rare, especially with the state of men these days, it means that most of the time the people that I go on dates with, just dating in general, isn't going to work. Within a few weeks, my body will spot the patterns. I'll start to spot the red flags, or I'll spot the inconsistencies, or I'll spot things that don't feel good. And then once I'm aware of those, I can't obviously self-abandon, I can't like unsee those, they've got to go. And while it's obviously good for my safety, while it's obviously good because it means I'm filtering out things that don't work for me, it's also depressing. Unfortunately, when you're somebody who's rare, when you're somebody who's looking for somebody who's rare, when you're somebody who does have those high standards and has a lot of self-love, it is going to be harder. And as much as it sucks, it's the truth, my experience anyway. So I think the best thing you can do is just see dating as more like collecting experiences and being able to have the opportunity to like learn more about yourself and how other people are too. And I think when you see it like that, it becomes a lot less personal.
One thing they don't tell you about having high standards as a woman is you need to be okay with the fact that you're going to go on less dates.